Hello, my internet fans. We're here with another episode of Statboy Rants. This is episode 73, and as always, these rants are Statboy approved. Yay. First off, I am not going to talk about Monday Night Raw this week because it was boring as hell from all the spoilers I got on Facebook while coming home from work. But just to get you updated, TLC will feature Ryback versus CM Punk in a TLC match. Apparently Ryback bullied his way into a title shot. Great. Be a star with Ryback. Yeah. Matches? Oh yeah. I don't even care about the matches. So let's see. That was 58 seconds of how bad Raw sucked. Thank you. Now let's get to the better stuff. I was actually given a topic off of YouTube. I believe, I want to say his name was Nappy1975 or something like that. What was it? I don't know.
Nappy1987.
Nappy1987. I gave you 13 years or something like that. He wanted me to rant about my top 10 most extreme moments in wrestling. Ask and ye shall receive, my brother. I got them right here, with a little rant on each one. Starting with number 10. June 28th, 1998. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. King of the Ring, 1999. Hell in a Cell. The only reason it's at the bottom of the list is because everybody bastardizes it. Everyone goes to it. That's their go-to most extreme moment. Mick Foley thrown off the top of the cell through the announce table. Mick Foley thrown through the cell into the ring. His tooth popped out his nose. Going on the thumbtacks. His shoulders out. Everybody goes to that. Now, if this was most extreme matches, top 3 without a doubt. But most extreme moment, flying off the cell. At the bottom of the list. Number 9. June 27th, 2011, Las Vegas, Nevada, the pipe bomb speech. Because wrestlers aren't supposed to speak what's on their mind. Bullshit! Let them speak from the heart. Let them tell the truth. Thank you, CM Punk. Because if it wasn't for that speech, you wouldn't have the title 370 some odd days later. And then you wouldn't be best in the world. Shoot for that 500, by the way. I want you to have that 500 title ring. Number 8. June 26, 2006. Fayetteville, North Carolina. DX tells Vince and Shane that they're full of crap. Literally. You can't go more extreme than human bodily waste. Real or fictional. I mean, let's face it, DX had already beaten the Spirit Squad. They made fun of the McMahons as many times as they could. The icing on the cake, or in this case, the shit really falling from the ground, was just one of those moments where, you know, if you weren't there live, and you're watching this on TV, you're thinking, there is no way that 7 guys would volunteer to have human waste dumped on them. Funny as all hell, though, but still a little bit extreme. DX and the McMahon, man, that's just, it's DX. It's funny stuff. Number 7, January 11th, 1992, San Antonio, Texas, Wrestling Challenge, the barbershop incident. A little bit personal for me because this was the early years of wrestling that I watched, and it's like, I've never seen anybody get thrown through a window before, not even in the movies. This was the first time I ever saw anybody get thrown through a window. Of course, the Rockers broke up, but let's face it, they had to turn Shawn heel somehow. The kick wasn't enough. The plate glass window, that's the icing on the cake, I tell you. Number 6, June 24th, 2001, East Rutherford, New Jersey, King of the Ring, Shane versus Kurt in a street fight. More specifically, Shane going through 2 planes of glass and breaking his tailbone. I mean, you're upside down and all you hear is a thud when you're supposed to go through it. You know, and Shane, I think I broke my tailbone. Yeah. I almost put the fall from grace from the top of the Titantron. I almost put that one. That was pretty close. Because that's one of the scariest falls you could ever do. But then, of course, when Hawk decided to commit suicide and fall from the Titantron, that kind of cheapened the Titantron fall. I mean, Shane did it in a match. Hawk did it because he was feeling sorry for himself and the script told him to. But hell, man, that was one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen. Number 5, January 14th, 2001, Indianapolis, Indiana, WCW Sin. Sid, don't ever go off the middle rope again. One of the most horrific injuries you can think of on live television. His leg snapped in half and stuck out through it. There were reports that it stuck out through his skin, but I mean, that is just, oh. They were still shown, go on YouTube if you want to see how brutal this is, but it's like, I mean, I have seen ladies snap their arms in arm wrestling matches. That does not compare to your leg bending in one way and the other one the other way, and then this thing. Ugh. Gross. Never put a guy of that size, unless you're Kane, don't ever do that. Number 4, October 21st, 1991, Fort Wayne, Indiana, the Savage Snakebite. This was my first extreme moment watching wrestling. Originally, when it was shown, it was actually censored. Big red X came up there. As soon as the snake started to attach itself to Savage's arm, you could barely see the fangs, and just as it clamped, the X came up. And then they would like cut away, and then you see Jake taunting in the ring, you see Miss Elizabeth crying, you know, you see Savage in pain and all that. And then as soon as the shot would, the X would come back up again. And then finally, when the snake decided to let go, you got the blood dripping out of his arm, which was gross enough as it is. So then, either 2 or 3 weeks later, almost a month later, on another show, they decided to air the footage uncensored. And, you know, I'm only maybe, let's see, in 1991, I was 14 years old. Late at night, on a school night, watching wrestling, and my mom comes in and she sees the snake on this guy's, what the hell are you watching? I didn't realize wrestling wasn't fake back then. I didn't get all that stuff. Off went the TV and off went wrestling for 2 weeks. I got grounded for watching the Savage Snakebite incident. I'm surprised my mom didn't fly all the way out to Connecticut, knocked on Vince McMahon's door. What kind of crap are you putting on TV? Are my kids watching? That would have been crazy. Number 3, October 26, 1996, in ECW, Raven crucifying the Sandman. Barbed wire, crown of thorns, wooden cross. You know, when wrestling and religion merge, that's a line you shouldn't cross. I almost put the whole Shawn Michaels and God thing against the McMahons. I almost put that in the list because of that. Oh, what is this? No, excuse me, I'm getting. Kurt Angle was in the crowd. Yes, he was. He got really pissed off at ECW and at that point. But Shawn Michaels and God against the McMahons, I called that a glorified handicap match. Emphasis on the glorification. I mean, you don't. I could have easily also put in when Taker crucified Austin, but it wasn't as bloody and brutal. I mean, it was just up there, and he's just hanging there on the Taker symbol. Paul Heyman actually made Raven apologize, because even for ECW standards, that moment was still too extreme. And so Raven did. But still, ECW went on to do bigger and badder things. Number 2. November 4th, 1996, in Kentucky, Monday Night Raw. Brian Pillman and Steve Austin, the gun incident. I had always said, whenever there were hardcore matches or no-holds-barred matches, why don't they just use a gun? Well, back in 1996, guess what? It finally happened. Now, of course, Kurt Angle had to use a tranquilizer gun on the Big Show a few years later. But I mean, to have Stone Cold break into your house and to have Brian Pillman sitting there with what we would think is a loaded weapon. I mean, yeah, they said shots were fired and all that, and the gun went off and all that. But do we really know the whole story? No. The only people that knows the story is Stone Cold, Brian Pillman, and sadly he's gone, and maybe even Vince McMahon, because he came up with the idea himself. Okay? But I mean, just to have him sitting there with a gun in his hand, where were the cops? Were the cops called? I think so.
Yes, they were.
What are you writing there?
Something that's not right and funny.
Oh, okay. But yeah. And of course, sadly, the number 1, May 23rd, 1999, Kansas City, Owen Hart. You can't get any more extreme than somebody dying at a live event. I'm sorry. I know it's sad that was what happened to Owen. I know that it was a stunt gone wrong. But if you can't think of anything more extreme than dying in the ring, it's only happened to one other person that I know of, and it was in Japan. Because over in Japan they do a lot more crazier stuff. I saw a King of the Deathmatch DVD one time. We got it at a swap meet a few years back, where there was C4, and I mean, it was a C4 barbed wire electrified death match.
Huh?
And the ring didn't go into a fireball, but it literally exploded with 2 people in it. Don't know how they survived, but they did. But yeah, Owen Hart, definitely most extreme. Now, give me your thoughts on this one, folks. If I've missed some other extreme moments and you want to challenge my list, you're more than welcome to put it in the comment box. Now, after the debacle of tonight's Monday Night Raw, we watched The Soup. And basically, The Soup is a show on E! Entertainment that makes fun of reality shows and talk shows and all that. And of course, the WWE had to come in and help out the show, which is funny. In fact, there was one moment where Michael Cole just tried he tried not to laugh, and it was very, very funny there. Now, here's the thing that they took a clip of General Hospital, ABC soap opera, and apparently there was a gun battle. But it was the worst choreographed gun battle, stunt, whatever. I am ashamed that ABC the parent company of Disney, would even broadcast this. It looked like a bad Japanese fight. Usually, when you watch a movie, okay, and you see an actor with a gun, and the gun goes off, you know, you hear the gun going off, you see a puff of smoke, and if you're lucky, you see a little flash, and it's just like bang, 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 bang. With this guy, it's like bang. Can we not sync up the gun here? And it's like these guys have got the worst aim you could think of. It's like they're aiming up and the bullet goes down. Yeah. And then the lead guy, or the whoever the guy was on General Hospital, his name's Todd?
Todd.
Do we have his last name?
No.
Okay. But he's got a pistol, okay? And one of the enemies is up there with a like a machine gun or an Uzi or whatever, and he is ready just to blow this guy to bits. Okay? And he puts his gun down. He's like, okay, here we go. I'm gonna put my gun down. And then all of a sudden he shoulder rolls, picks up his gun and shoots. Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? There was an episode of Vegas that had to do with Dennis Quaid's character. He's got a pump-action shotgun against a guy with a Russian pistol. Okay. Now, if anybody knows how a pump-action shotgun works, you pump the gun, you fire. You pump the gun, you fire. Okay? He's got the pump gun. He's got the gun ready to go. The hitman's got his pistol ready to aim. And he says, "Do you think you can pump that shotgun before I can pull the trigger?" Hell no! It's impossible. That's how a gun battle goes. Not this bang. Even fist-to-fist combats on soap operas are the cheapest things. It's like, oh my God, go to a Hollywood stunt school and learn how to do this. You know? Go to wrestling school and learn how to throw a punch. Heck, find a love counselor and learn how to make love better. Watch a porn. I would rather watch porn than watch a love-making scene. Here's a love-making scene on a soap opera. I hate you. I hate you. Then they go to commercial. They're up. They've got the sheets all the way up here, and no cleavage, because soap operas have to be PG. No cigarettes. No. Oh my God, that was the greatest fuck I ever had. You can't say that. And next thing you know, they're all again, and we go to commercial, and we fade to black. And then we cut to somebody else, and in the next scene, they're miraculously straightening their tie, buckling their belt, zipping up the dress, adjusting the boobs, and all that. You know that soap opera characters don't even eat? Look at a Thanksgiving episode of a soap opera. They show up at the house, you know, and the turkey is there and everything, and they go to commercial, and then all you have up there bones and potato skins. When did they eat? Really? Last thing I'd like to talk about. There's a promotion in Los Angeles called Lucha Pro Wrestling. I went to a show this last week, and let me quickly rant on this. One, their ring is literally 2 feet off the ground, which is new to me. And there's a wrestler, Hector Canales, great guy. He wrestled twice. One you know, he's the cool tough guy in white trunks, and then in the second match he pulls down his white trunks and turns into wearing pink trunks, and then he went gay on us. And of course he had this, and this is in LA, this is in the barrio, this is in the ghetto, this is the barrio, okay? So, I mean, and it's lucha, so of course, you know, my Spanish isn't the best in the world. Best in the world? Yeah. And it's, you know, so I know enough to get by, but also, it's like, in between matches, the children there decide they want to get in the ring. And I felt really bad for this the ring announcer. He was right there, and more than 2 and 3 times he had to tell the children to get out of the ring. It's like, niños, por favor, out. I don't know how you say it in Spanish, but that just, if you want to know more about this, the Renegade will take care of this on his show. But like I say, Hector Canales and Kids in the Ring, I don't know if I'm going to go back. Okay. I'm going to have to wrap this up now. Time is starting to run short. Let me also, if you haven't heard the announcement, Casa D18 Studios has merged with Unlimited Radio 24/7. Starting next week, you can see my show plus everybody else's on the unlimitedRadio247.net page. Okay? So hopefully we get a lot more followers, you know. And we'll be doing that. We've merged. We're growing. We're getting better. Although, I always say, why get better when you're already good? You never know. Okay? So, next week's episode will be on this. Will still be on YouTube. Don't worry about that. We're not leaving this. No! Don't even think we're going to leave. Because you're our fans. You like us. We're not going to. You think we're just going to go away? I don't think so. Alright? Cool. Send me those more topics. WWE, you better do better with Raw next week, otherwise I'm not going to talk about you. Okay? I don't want to hear about CM Punk until he reaches past 400. Cool?